This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It's tax day, Monday, April 18th.
All of those things after a beautiful weekend. Well, now at 6:30, how friends of a murdered UK student are planning to honor his life and legacy today.
An alarming wake-up for some people in Lexington. Details on an early morning fire near UK campus.
And the latest on the investigation into a deadly crash in Bourbon County that killed a cyclist.
We're looking across the region, seeing those really nice temperatures early this morning, 40s, 50s, jump to the afternoon, and we're talking about 83 degrees in the forecast. Big swing of temperatures. Could we get even warmer than that? I'll show you that in your forecast coming up.
And before you get into your day, here's what's going on. He was murdered a year ago near campus, and today the University of Kentucky School of Journalism is planning to honor one of their own.
Jonathan Kruger was shot and killed as he was walking down East Maxwell Street with a friend. WKYT's Mark Barber is live on UK's campus with details on today's memorial. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. The School of Journalism is holding the memorial to honor the 22-year-old who was a student leader and a photo editor for the school newspaper. Now, it will still be another year until the trial for the three men who are accused of murdering Jonathan Kruger will be over. So it could still be quite some time until there is any closure in this high-profile case. Now, the headline for the Kentucky Kernel, the student-run newspaper, says it all this morning. It says, "One life taken, countless others changed." While it has been a year since Kruger was killed, yesterday a coworker wrote in the paper that many of them are still wrestling with their sadness, their anger, and their confusion. Kruger was a block from campus, walking home on East Maxwell Street, when he was shot and killed during a robbery. Two of the suspects, Ephraim Diaz and Justin Smith, are eligible for the death penalty. Their attorneys blame the third suspect, Roman Gonzalez, for shooting Kruger. Gonzalez was a juvenile, so he could face life in prison. Their trial will start on March 6th, and it could last up to 4 weeks, ending right before the second anniversary of Kruger's death. On this sad anniversary, those students who worked with Kruger on the student newspaper say it still feels like he was killed yesterday. As time goes on, they say they are still remembering him as a 22-year-old who was kind and warm-hearted. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you, Mark. We're continuing to make phone calls this morning about a crash that killed a cyclist in Bourbon County. State police say an SUV hit the cyclist yesterday on Lexington Road near Evergreen Memory Gardens in Paris. The cyclist died at the scene. The victim's name has not been released just yet, and as best we can tell, the driver has not been charged. Our calls to state police about the investigation have not been returned.
Well, of course, stay on top of that story today. And new this morning, a Lexington man is in jail this morning accused of torturing a dog to death. Police say Michael Hawkins threw the small dog into a pond before hitting it several times with a broom. The dog died from its injuries. Hawkins will be arraigned on the charges this afternoon. New this morning, someone woke up to find flames outside their Lexington home a couple of hours ago. Firefighters say the car caught fire on Prowl Street off of South Limestone. Happened a little after 4 o'clock this morning. They were concerned because the car was really close to some apartments there. Heat from the fire melted some of the siding on some of the nearby homes. No one was hurt, though. Everyone was allowed to stay in their homes, and investigators are planning to go back out at first light this morning and try and figure out how the fire started.
Also new this morning, all lanes of I-64 in Clark County are back open after a semi crashed into a truck. That crash happened a little after 5 o'clock this morning near exit 94. Police say a pickup blew a tire as it was trying to pass a semi. The truck swerved and was then hit by that semi. No one was hurt, but both vehicles had enough damage that they had to be towed away. Visitation is today for a 17-year-old who was found murdered in Mercer County. State police say Tristan Cole's body was found in a field west of Harrodsburg. Another juvenile has been charged with murder in this case. Now, Cole's visitation is this afternoon at Alexander and Royalty Funeral Home. His funeral will be there tomorrow. The case against a man accused of causing a deadly hit and run in southern Kentucky is expected to move forward today. Williamsburg police say Adam Childress was drunk when he crashed into a man who was out walking his dog. WKYT's Mike Byer is at the live desk this morning to explain what could happen today in court. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. Today we could hear police testimony in the Adam Childress case. He'll be in Whitley District Court today for a preliminary hearing. Last week he pleaded not guilty to murder, DUI, and several other charges. Williamsburg police say Childress was drunk when his car jumped the curb and hit Richard Perkins on US 25. Police say Perkins was walking his dog on the sidewalk at the time. He died at the scene. Police say Childress kept driving until he wrecked on Kentucky 92. Williamsburg's mayor tells us Childress just began working for the city's sanitation department. He used to work at the Whitley County Jail, where he resigned amid allegations that he was showing up to work drunk. Now, WKYT has learned that Childress has been arrested for DUI twice before. He's being held on a $500,000 cash-only bond. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you very much. A former Lee County circuit clerk who admitted to stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from taxpayers is going to be learning her sentence today. Emma Adams pleaded guilty to abuse of public trust. The Administrative Office of Court says Adams set up fake bank accounts, used fake receipts, and took money every week. She was asked to retire and did before she was charged.
We're waiting to see when a man accused in a Floyd County double murder case will have to face a judge. State police say Ronnie Hall shot 3 men at a home in Hueysville. The coroner says 30-year-old Daniel Harville and 33-year-old Ronnie Whitaker died. A third man, 51-year-old Ricky Goebel, survived the shooting. State police say he may also face charges along with Hall, who is charged with 2 counts of murder. We still don't know what led up to the shooting. A weekend fundraiser for a historic Kentucky store ended in tragedy. Police say a motorcyclist was killed in a crash on Route 338 in Boone County. The 46-year-old from Indiana was riding in an event to raise money for the Rabbit Hash General Store. The 185-year-old store was badly damaged in a fire back in February.
It's 6:37 now on WKYT this morning, and thousands of comedy fans were disappointed this weekend when Cat Williams was a no-show in Louisville. The comedian was supposed to perform at the KFC Yum Center as part of his conspiracy theory tour, but he unexpectedly canceled out and did not give a reason for it. And refunds are available to anyone who bought tickets right now. Going to college isn't cheap. Many will know that for sure, and that is why that UK students, staff, and alumni laced up their shoes. UK's Alumni Association hosted the first ever Sprint for Scholarships 5K at a Coldstream Park. Organizers say the 5K will help future and current students pay for a college education. The UK Alumni Association expects the 5K to become an annual event. Well, former Wildcat Willie Cauley-Stein put a pair of his custom kicks to good use.
A Lexington man who designed shoes created this pair just for Cauley-Stein. They're painted in memory of a 9-year-old fan who died from brain cancer. Now, while at UK, Cauley-Stein became friends with Blake Hundley, and the two hung out together. Now that Willie is in the NBA, he hasn't forgotten about Big Blue Nation or his biggest fan.
He genuinely cares about, like, him and Blake were really close, you know, and that's a lot of people don't know that. They just think that these guys go out and do photo ops, but him and little Blake texted each other back and forth during the Final Four.
Hobbs designed the sneakers, and Will wore them in a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hobbs put the custom kicks on eBay to raise money for the Kosare Children's Hospital, where Hundley was treated. The current bid for the shoes is over $2,000. We have a link to the auction site on WKYT.com.
All right, so much good that he can do just with a pair of shoes. So
that's great to see.
That really is nice to see him stepping up. Time this morning on this beautiful start to your Monday is 6:39.
Let's check to see how traffic's moving along this morning.
And here's Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Got a report of a collision at Newtown and Ironworks Pike. Now, no details on that yet, but police are responding, so you might want to avoid inbound Newtown Pike and Ironworks Pike in that area until they can get that cleared up. And now, as far as the rest of the city is concerned, we're about normal on the Circle and on the interstate. Let's get a look outside. We'll give you a live look at the traffic flow this morning in real time. No major problems. From Nicholasville is 12 minutes. From Georgetown is 15. In Paris, we're looking at 18. Now back to you in the studio.
Don, thank you so much. We watch Lexington traffic very carefully and closely, and you can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download it for free in the app or Google Play stores. Well, we have a lot more coming up on your Monday morning on WKYT as you stretch and come to life on your Monday, right?
Mike is over there stretching.
Right.
A new study shows Americans are emotionally attached to their cars, but one age group tends to take that affection to the next level. Details on America's changing car culture ahead.
We get into your afternoon, we're talking 80s. 80s in the forecast again today, tomorrow, but are we going to be seeing some thunderstorms anytime soon? I'll have that in your forecast up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's a good start to the day once again. We're kicking off your Monday in the 40s for the most part. A couple of 50s mixed in here and there, all in all. It's a really nice start to the day. Look at Jackson. Beautiful, beautiful. London, Corbin area, just fine. Frankfort looks great this morning there in Franklin County. Lexington here in Fayette County, all is well as we look across the region, and there is really nothing going on this morning. I don't expect anything going on later on this afternoon either, as it looks like much more of that warm air is going to be sliding on in later on today. And it's not just today. That goes for tomorrow, too. The chilly air back toward Denver. Denver over the weekend actually had tremendous amounts of snow. In the past couple of weeks, they've just been hammered with some snow. But that cold air has not made its way eastbound. It just kind of heads back northbound, and it just retreats. So we're not really dealing with that anytime soon. Next 48 hours, we will be anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above average. Maybe a few spots about 20 degrees above average being in the mid-60s. More sunshine, too, so today and tomorrow look pretty good. Today's talkers, everybody's going to be talking about the 80s later on this afternoon, how warm it is. The good news is there's not a lot of moisture. It's not extremely sticky. Yesterday we were actually at 80, 81 degrees here in Lexington, and I was out at Keeneland. It was warm, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't extremely warm. You didn't have that sticky feel outside. It was just some warm air. And sunshine in full swing, we'll have that again today and tomorrow. And then later on in the work week, we'll get some rain chances moving on in. Here are the pictures there on my Twitter page. This is over the weekend. It's Micah Harris, WX. You can check that out on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. And I'd love to show off your pictures early in the mornings. James Starr sent this one in. I said going, and yeah, it was gone, man. It was a really good shot over this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Cool shot here. Probably can't see it now, but the moon had Jupiter right next beside that. That's from London, from Johnny Nicholson late last night. Really cool shot there on Twitter Pics of the Day. 7-day forecast. Let's go over it. It's pretty easy. 80s the next couple of days, 70s to follow. The best chance of rain is going to be on Friday. We'll have smaller chances, 30-40% there on Wednesday and Thursday, but Friday looks like that's when most of the rain moves on in. Then it clears out for the most part for the weekend. The weekend, I would watch Sunday. If any day changes, it's going to be Sunday. That we could have a small chance of rain, but as of right now, I know you're saying, no, don't do it. I need that Sunday open.
I need Sunday to be pretty.
Yeah, you know, it's still 6-7 days away, so we have plenty of time to iron out those details. But we do need some rain, too.
We do.
A little bit
Looks
of
like we'll get that little
Just not Sunday.
Thursday night into
Come on,
Friday.
guys.
Right.
Have my back.
Exactly.
Time this morning is 6:45. Let's move quickly to a breaking news alert now from WKYT. Several crews right now at the scene of a crash in Lexington. This happened about 6:20 this morning on Paris Pike near Muir Station. This in the northeastern part of Fayette County, there between Lexington and Paris. You can see the situation ongoing there with that live picture right now. Traffic is moving in one direction past the accident, but you can see the vehicle there on its side. Continue to gather details at that scene, and we'll let you know what we find out. But again, it's passable, but very slow at the moment. 6:46 now on WKYT this morning, rolling toward the 7 o'clock hour. Good to have you with us on your Monday morning.
We'll have more news when we come back.
Coming up, we're in Ecuador with the latest on rescue efforts after a massive, deadly earthquake. Plus, heavy rains bring the threat of flash flooding to Texas. And Bernie Sanders joins us in Studio 57. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
You're watching WKYT This Morning. Your time is 6:49. Still to come, the change that may be facing our currency.
The controversial answer that could come this week. Coming up on CBS This Morning, now just about 8 minutes away or so. Well, Charlie Rose is getting warmed up there. I don't know what he was doing there. They're getting ready to go at the CBS Broadcast Center. All right, today a community is going to be coming together to mourn the loss of a young man who was murdered in Lexington.
Jonathan Kruger was shot and killed a year ago on Maxwell Street. The 22-year-old was a University of Kentucky student and a photographer for the student newspaper. 3 men accused in his murder are set to go to trial next year. Today, UK's School of Journalism plans to honor Kruger.
We're continuing to make some phone calls this morning about a crash that killed a cyclist in Bourbon County. State police say an SUV hit the cyclist yesterday on Lexington Road near the Evergreen Memory Gardens in Paris. The cyclist died at the scene. The victim's name has not been released to us yet. As best we can tell, the driver also has not been charged. Our calls to state police about the investigation have not been returned yet. We have indications we'll learn more this morning. Today, police could testify in the case against a Southern Kentucky man accused in a deadly hit and run. Williamsburg police say Adam Childers was drunk when he crashed into Richard Perkins along US 25 on Town Hill while he was out walking his dog at the time. Childers is charged with murder, DUI, and leaving the scene of an accident. He will be arraigned in court this morning. In tomorrow's New York primary, Donald Trump is looking for a big win, and Hillary Clinton is hoping to slow down Bernie Sanders, who is looking to try to upset Clinton in her home state, which she represented in the U.S. Senate.
As Brooke Silva Braga reports, the candidates are pushing hard for votes.
Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders may be trailing Hillary Clinton by 10 points in the New York primary. That's the gap in the latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll, where the Vermont senator received rock star treatment at a massive Brooklyn rally.
There's no president, not Bernie Sanders or anyone else, can do it alone. Let's have a record-breaking turnout on Tuesday.
The two candidates crisscrossed New York City's 5 boroughs Sunday. Hillary Clinton salsa danced at a block party in Washington Heights, then campaigned in Staten Island.
Part of what we have to do every election is actually look at our problems and figure out how we're going to solve them. We need people who are going to roll up our sleeves and get to work on solutions.
Tuesday's primary is considered crucial not only for the two Democratic candidates, but also for the Republican frontrunner.
We have a very, very big vote coming up on Tuesday. That vote is so vital, and we have to win by big numbers because we have a system that's absolutely rigged.
Polls show Donald Trump holding a commanding lead in New York over Ted Cruz and John Kasich. A big win on Tuesday would give him the bulk of delegates and put him on a narrow path to the 1237 he needs to clinch the Republican nomination. Brooke Silva Braga for CBS News, New York.
Now, 5 more eastern states, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island, hold contests on April 26th. All right, we want to shift live right now to get you updated on a traffic situation that is going on in Lexington. This happened about a half hour ago, around 6:20 this morning on Paris Pike near Muir Station. As you can see, a vehicle is on its side there, and an inbound lane is blocked, and traffic is very slow in that area of Paris Pike. We have also just learned, and it is good news, that the driver is not hurt in that situation.
Good news there. A judge has set a trial date for former Olympic track star Oscar Pistorius. The 29-year-old double amputee sprinter was found guilty of murdering his girlfriend Reva Steenkamp on Valentine's Day 2013. This morning, a judge set aside 5 days in June for his trial. The minimum sentence for murder in South Africa is 15 years, though it can be reduced. It's a big day for sports. Thousands of athletes will take part in the 120th running of the Boston Marathon today. They'll also be joined by thousands of members of law enforcement who are securing the route against possible threats. 3 years ago, terrorists set off 2 pressure cooker bombs near the marathon finish line, killing 3 people and injuring more than 200 others. Millennials really love their cars. In fact, a recent study by eBay Motors finds younger folks are more likely to have an emotional attachment to their vehicles. And for that reason, they're more likely to name their cars than other age groups. Nearly 40% of millennials name their cars according to the study. The most popular names all start with B's: Betsy, Baby, Bob, and Buddy. They also choose Old Faithful and Old Reliable. Right. I named my car.
And it was?
Big Bertha.
So with a B
How about
name.
you?
I did. It was called Tiger Red. It wasn't me who named it, but...
I like that name.
Some of
Bill.
my classmates did.
There you go. We're millennials.
Oh, they're remembering that right now down there in southern Kentucky. Our time this morning is coming up on 6:55 and on WKYT.com. The beautiful weather is set to continue, and Micah's updated forecast is available for you online anytime, and of course on social media as well. We'll be there today as the UK campus remembers a young man who was murdered in Lexington. 22-year-old Jonathan Kruger was a photographer for the UK student newspaper. We're continuing to make some calls this morning about the bicyclist who was killed when his bike was hit by an SUV yesterday afternoon in Bourbon County. Kentucky State Police have taken over the investigation. They indicate they'll have something to say about the situation later today, and we hope to have the identity of the cyclist. The minute we do, we'll pass that along online. The dry weather means that forest fires have been building in eastern Kentucky. We have a story online about the kinds of things that people are being asked to avoid doing while the fire threat is so high. Kentucky's primary is coming up on May 17th. Today is the very last day to register to vote in Kentucky, and you can now do that online, and we have a link for that at WKYT.com. If you want to go in person, you'll need to register before your local clerk's office closes for the day this afternoon. Over on Kentucky.com, Southland Christian Church dedicated its chapel to founding pastor Wayne Smith. Smith served the church for almost 40 years and is remembered for his powerful messages and his humor as well, and there he was for the ceremony. CBS This Morning is on the way at 7 with your eye opener, and of course we'll have local updates as well. There they are, getting ready to go at the CBS Broadcast Center. Hey, join us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
Yeah, all looks well across the roadways except for that Paris Pike area. Don't forget about that, okay? So this is actually once you get off 75 on to Paris Pike, you're going to go down and right at the Ironworks. It's probably about a mile down once you pass Lexington Country Club, just before Muir Station. That's where you're going to be seeing that. Good-looking conditions outside right now, and temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. By the afternoon, guys, we're going to be at 83 degrees in the forecast. And so,
Nice.
I'm going to enjoy that. Ooh. And nobody is more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great day.